Well, the Fed was wrong, and we know it, and now they have actually come out and fully admitted it. Can you believe it? Supply chain constraints remain a major crisis right now, and it's not going to be letting up anytime soon. We've been talking about this on the show for a while, haven't we? I mean, the healthcare crisis caused millions of people to simply retire early, and because of the unprecedented fiscal and monetary response, the overwhelming flood of currency into everyone's accounts, it's an insane comeback in stocks that we're seeing and real estate prices. These early retirees are going to choose to stay out of the workforce for good, permanently. And we aren't going back to a pre-COVID world anymore. And what CEOs are now telling us that we've interviewed, they haven't even passed the majority of the costs onto the consumer yet. I just want you to think about that for a second, right? We haven't even seen the high prices yet. Even though it seems like we're seeing high prices, just buckle your seatbelts, folks. So there's what I call the risk of delayed inflation. This isn't over. And to top this off, people haven't really begun spending, since in places where the threat of the disease is still scaring people to death, they haven't even gotten back to normal. So the money velocity is still at record lows right now. Bottom line, the risk of more and more inflation, even more than where it is now, is real, and it is immediate. And you better heed this warning. And you know, now that Wall Street, the biggest buyer of assets in the world, is in agreement with this, we're going to see a rush. No, I should use the word deluge. It's a good word, deluge, of inflows of funds into inflation hedges. You know, things that are a hedge against inflation. And I believe that gold stocks are about to see the equivalent of like a basketball being shoved through a garden hose. The gold stocks sector is small, yet the amount of money looking to own gold mines is going to be enormous. And I'm making a huge call right now that ATLYF mining is going to get a massive once-in-a-lifetime investor attention in the coming days and the weeks. Look for it to skyrocket because a number of sophisticated catalysts are in play right now, which I've picked up on. So I'm declaring ATLYF mining, which is ticker symbol ATLYF, right there on your screen, and it's available on all of the traditional brokerages like Fidelity. I personally use E-Trade. You can get it on Schwab, any of them, Interactive Brokers. It is my number one gold move right now out of all of them. And here's why. There are three huge reasons why this has tremendous upside potential, effective right now. Once you see this data, you're going to be blown away by it. Now, as you can see, the timing of this video could not be more crucial because the stock has seen a significant 53% pullback since the beginning of the summer, which means it's a far cheaper price than before. And as you can see on the bottom right side, it has also just bottomed and began to snap up. So the trend is in place. I love buying stocks when they are this cheap, when they have gone into that dip phase. So this plays into the immediate catalyst for this stock. So let's punch into them. Number one reason, just how cheap is ATLYF mining right now? Well, it's the cheapest of its peers for one. Check out this chart. In order for ATLYF mining to trade at par, like think of golf, right? Not at premium, not hitting birdies here, but just at par with its peers, it would have to between triple to go up to 800%. On the low end, 200% up. The high end, 800% up. Think about it this way. The stock has just seen a 53% decline. So to match its peers on the low end, 200% increase. On the high end, an 800% increase. It bottomed this week. With the news that inflation is here, it is between 200% and 800% below average of its peers in this sector. So the risk-reward equation here is nearly perfect, if I may say so. The second reason I'm so bullish on this is because business is booming. The management has turned its Campo Morado zinc mine, one of the largest ones in Mexico, into a profitable cash cow right now. Seriously, just take a look at this chart. Costs are lower, output is higher, margins are better. ATLYF is now making millions of dollars every quarter, but the market hasn't figured out his stealth strategy, his secret. But I have, because their zinc mine also contains gold and silver. They're improving their ability to recover more of it. In other words, without announcing it yet, the company is under the radar, in fact, turning its zinc mine into a predominantly gold and silver mine, which could send profitability through the roof. Think about that. Because that's nowhere near being priced into this stock at the moment. That means a huge expansion is imminent. That's my third reason. Huge growth, baby. Campo Morado mine is the cash cow that's putting funds into the company's treasury and allowing it to grow. But where this company really becomes interesting is with its second gold mine, which is 80% ready for production and will begin processing gold within the next 60 to 90 days. The Talihueto mine, take a look at this chart of the Talihueto, the beast of a gold mine, will turn ATLYF mining into a big deal because now the company will have two cash cows and will be better able to make additional mergers and acquisitions. The mine is set to produce 25,000 ounces of gold a year. That's a big mine. And it puts ATLYF mining on the growth trajectory that the market isn't even close to pricing into its share price yet. They haven't even figured in this mine into its overall price. So you're going to see a flood of money rushing into these inflation hedge assets because for the first time in 2021, the markets got Jerome Powell to admit that inflation is here to stay. I just showed you why ATLYF mining is not only the cheapest of its peers, but it also has three huge catalysts right now that are about to drive up its stock dead ahead. You've got to pay attention to this. This is my personal #1 pick at the moment for a hedge against inflation. Check out all of the links in the description below. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.